is some people say, well, James, magic is to do with the supernatural, and the supernatural isn't real. The supernatural is all around us. Most of what we call real life is, in fact, supernatural. Hey there, how's it going? This is James Tripp with a super quick video for James Tripp Chaos Wave on YouTube. We are looking at the nature of real magic. Now, if you are subscribed to James Tripp Chaos Wave already, you will have probably seen videos from me over the last 6 months where I reference magic in one way or another. And I apparently seem to be taking this quite seriously. Magic, quite seriously. Why would somebody like me, an ostensibly sane and clear-thinking individual, be taking something like magic seriously? Well, I have my reasons. I want to unpack just a few of them in this video because some people have questioned this. I had a great comment, I'm going to read it out here, on one of the videos I put out. It said, James, what are you talking about? Magic? Are you Harry Potter now? So I want to talk about this, why I am talking about magic. So, primarily I am interested in upgrading our operating systems so as we can have more of the effect that we want to have in the world. And this is one of the reasons why I got interested in magic. Now, I have a sort of like approach, retreat, relationship with magic because there's a whole load of people that get locked into what I think is unuseful magical thinking. I think there's a lot of very poor quality thought in the world of magic, and yet within it there are some real profound thinkers. There's some really interesting and highly applicable material, I think, in the mix, and I like to draw that out. However, going beyond the explicit kind of world of magic and these sorts of things, I just want to say something about what magic is to me and perhaps why I find utility in the frame. Okay, so basically magic is simply making things happen within the dynamics of complex systems. Okay, making things happen within the dynamics of complex systems. We live in a world that is richly complex and is growing more and more complex, literally at the moment, by the day. When we are working to create outcomes within complex systems, we have to work non-linearly. Now, there's a couple of things about working non-linearly. First of all, when we have complex systems and we have non-linear dynamics come together, we have a phenomenon occur called emergence. Okay, emergence is basically when something arises from a network of things interacting that is more than the sum of the parts. Okay, you've heard this idea, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. When you get emergent phenomenon, you are creating something from nothing. Something from nothing. Does that sound like anything you've heard of? Rabbits out of hats, something from nothing, magic. So a quick additional note on something from nothing, because I'm anticipating some objections here. I'm not saying we're creating from a vacuum. I'm saying when you have an emergent whole that is greater than the sum of its parts, the difference between that which is the sum of its parts and the emergent whole that is greater than, kind of, where does that come from? It's almost as if something came from nothing. So that's the way this phrase is being used here, with a degree of poetic license. Magic. So to me, I'm talking about creating within complex systems, working with the phenomenon of emergence, which is creating something from nothing. This is the essence of magic. So this is the first thing. The second thing, because we are working with complexity and non-linearity, we cannot necessarily track the path to the creation of that thing. We cannot, when a load of different things have come together and something has emerged from it, we cannot pick out one thread linearly and go, that's it, and be correct. Now, sometimes we can map it that way. But often when we're working with true non-linearity, the things that emerge are surprising, and we cannot connect the dots up at all. So it seems magical that way. So we've got these things happening, something from nothing. We've got non-linearity, we can't track it, we can't make sense of it according to our everyday mapping and modeling. This is where the phenomena of magic, the collective phenomena of magic, start to arise from. And this is why I find it a very interesting area. The last thing I will say is some people say, well, James, magic is to do with the supernatural, and the supernatural isn't real. Well, I'd like to offer you a reframe on that. The supernatural is all around us. Most of what we call real life is, in fact, supernatural. Let me explain this point, because you might think this is completely crazy. Human beings are an example of life, of living organisms. Living organisms, life is an emergent phenomenon from molecules, unalive molecules, which are emergent phenomenon from physical things. You've got this pattern of emergence. Human beings evolved as hunter-gatherers, okay? Now, we were basically adapting to the world around us as hunter-gatherers. Then we took a great big step and we stopped adapting to the world around us and started adapting the world around us to us. We went beyond every other organism which finds its adaptive niche, and we started shaping and creating in the world. At some point, I don't know, 10, 12,000 years back, marked by the agrarian revolution. From that point onwards, human beings started to create culture, society, institutions like money, institutions like government, all manner of things, religion, all of this kind of stuff. All of this emergent stuff we call culture, we call society, the sum total of the psychosocial world. It is not natural. It is made up by human minds and networks of human minds and all of the things that make up human minds. It is not natural. These are complex emergent phenomena that go beyond the natural base. So in a sense, everything, a lot of what you take seriously as real, is supernatural. Money, culture, society, government, business, all of these sorts of things. The free market that people talk about, it's not a free market. It's not free because it's structured, it is created, it is emergent. So most of the time, magic is dealing with what most people think of as the real world, the everyday challenges of your life. Life is complex. Have you ever thought why? People wonder why they procrastinate. Have you ever thought why? Well, you're dealing with a richly complex world that is supernatural. It is not natural. In order to engage with it, you have to go beyond the natural. To create within the complex systems that we have created, human cultural evolution, you have to work non-linearly. You have to start working magically. Magic and magical thinking is the only way that we can really engage with complexity. We don't want to do it ignorantly. We don't want to do it blindly. We want to do it pragmatically and intelligently, and we want to be monitoring our results so that the stuff really works. But this is why I have a particular interest in magic. I'm going to make a few more videos sharing the pragmatism of magical thinking, and I will do some on the pitfalls of magical thinking as well, because nothing is all good. Okay, if you like this video, please do like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe to James Tripp Chaos Wave, hit the notifications bell, because if you don't, nobody tells you the videos are coming. And most importantly of all, there is a comment section below this video. Ask questions, share your feedback, because it's only by doing that that the conversation on Chaos Wave gets to continue.